If you complete a Run Disney race that is 10 miles or longer at both Walt Disney World and Disneyland in the same calendar year, you earn yourself a special Coast to Coast Race Challenge medal. And that
is exactly what we did.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Hey everyone, we are AJ and Erica, and we're going to dive deep into our experience running the 2024 Walt Disney World Marathon and the 2024 Disneyland Half Marathon, which we did back to back. We hope this helps you relive your experiences if you were at those races, or maybe even helps you decide to do one of the Run Disney races in the future. If you like videos like this about Run Disney or travel or photography or whatever random thing I've got going on, feel free to subscribe. We've specifically got a bunch more Run Disney content on the way. So let's get on to the Coast to Coast Challenge. Erica, can you describe for me what is the Coast to Coast Challenge?
So for us, the Coast to Coast Challenge was running the Disney World Marathon, and then a week later, running the Half Marathon at Disneyland.
Right, there's a couple different ways you can do it, but as long as it's 10 miles or longer, they count it. And if you do it in the same year, then you basically get a cool medal.
And so we thought, why not 7 days later?
You think we thought that?
I mean, that's the way we do things. Go big or go home.
I signed Erica up for the Disneyland Half after I'd already committed. We really did commit to the full, and we were working towards it, and then registration opened up for the half. And I was on a plane, actually. I got the registrations, and I said, hey, oh my gosh, we're in. We're going to do Coast to Coast. And you're excited now.
Yes.
But at the time, I don't know that you were super pumped
I wasn't really.
But you did it, so I'm proud of you. Tell me, once you kind of got over the shock of it or whatever, why or how did you decide to kind of latch on and do this thing? I'll tell you why I did it if you want. For me, I wanted the medal.
Right, yeah.
Like, I'm a 3 on the Enneagram, if anyone knows what that is. So I like to achieve things and look good doing it. Like, that's bottom line. And so for me, I just wanted the medal. I mean, like, it looked cool and I wanted it.
Same as you. I wanted the Coast to Coast Challenge. It wasn't enough to have the marathon and another half marathon. I wanted the Coast to Coast.
Listen to you, not enough to have the marathon. Question, which race was harder, right? So you had the full on whatever, January 7th or whatever that was, and then exactly a week later, you had the half. Which one was harder for you?
They were both difficult in different ways, but I think the hardest one was definitely the full marathon. I love that we ran it together so that we got to accomplish our first marathon together, so that was really cool too.
It was cool. I set a word for every race. That's kind of my thing, and this one was together, or at least for the full. So I would say because of that, doing it with you was fun. It having now done a few halves, like having that extra challenge of the full, even though it was hard as could be.
It was hard.
Doing it with you was fun. So
Yes.
I enjoyed that one more. Who do you think hosts a better race? Disneyland or Disney World? What's that face for?
It's not even a question. Disney World definitely hosts the better race.
This is the first Disneyland race in like 7 years. Right. So everyone's all excited, and it was why I was excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't done races in so long. We have to do it. But you're saying Disney World was better?
Yes, Disney World's definitely better. It's organized better. I mean, just little things like the way that corrals are released, the number of PhotoPass people that are ready to take your picture while you're running, the fact that you know when the race has started at Disney World. At Disneyland, because we registered so late, we were in the very back. We didn't even know if the race had started. We couldn't see fireworks or hear a gun or anything. So we're like literally on Instagram, like, has the race even started? There's, not as much location to work with at Disneyland, so we ran through the parks, which was exciting for like the first 2 miles, and then the last 11 or whatever was just the streets of Anaheim, and there was no entertainment, and it was boring. And this is why I only do Disney races, because they need to be entertaining, and it was not very entertaining at Disneyland.
All right, can I get you off your soapbox there for a second?
You asked me.
It's not that I'll never do a Disneyland race again. It's just executed better, I guess.
Yes.
It's the same concept,
Right.
just executed better
Yes.
in Florida.
Yes.
Okay, so this one might take some thought, but top 3 moments or things or whatever about the Coast to Coast Challenge. So you have to include both races, right? World and land. You got to include them both. Top 3 moments. And if you need to think, that's fine. I already know my 3. Number 1 was crossing the finish line with you at the full marathon. We'd been out on the course for quite a while, and we bonded. There were some bonding moments out on the course. And so you helped me through and I helped you through, and it was. If you want to test your marriage, actually don't run a marathon together. If you're worried about your marriage at all, don't run a marathon. If you think you've got a great one, test it on the marathon course. Finishing with you is number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 was taking pictures with our marathon medals, at the Magic Kingdom in Florida. That was really nice.
Yeah,
I like doing that. Then my last one, this one's really dumb, but it's actually out in California. We met podcasters that we listened to.
Yes.
And I knew they were running the race. And so shout out to the DCL duo. Like they talk all Disney Cruise Line stuff. They were there. And then here's why I really liked that moment was we try not to bother their vacation and their race and all that stuff or whatever, but they were like cool.
Yeah.
Because, you meet celebrities or people of internet fame or whatever. I mean, whatever. And sometimes they're not cool. And
They totally were.
They were awesome.
One of my top 3 is always crossing a finish line with you. So that's just whether it was Disney World or Disneyland. They were both special, but Disney World was like really special because it was full marathon. Another was just like, even though it was so stressful in the moment, like looking back now, just like the experience of the travel, like getting to Disneyland and just the whole 7-day, like.
Oh, that was a top for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, I don't know, it was fun.
Yeah, it was.
And then I would say just being back at Disneyland, because that's where we, grew up, went to the parks we worked there in college. And so that was fun. Although there was this funny moment where, do you want me to talk about this right now?
Oh, yeah, sure. It was funny because Disneyland is our park. We grew up there. Our whole lives we grew up there. But now that we live on the East Coast, I'm assuming this is what you're going to say.
Yes.
Disney World is our park, right?
Right, yeah.
So what happened?
So it's been a while since we've been back to California. And so we came, we're running down Main Street, we come around the corner, and I almost just laughed out loud. I'm like, that's it? The castle is so tiny? Like, I don't remember it being so tiny.
I know. It's nostalgic.
It was. So it was fun to be able to run through that park.
Yep. Okay, moving on. What is the best advice you would give someone about coast to coast? So you don't have to complain about one race or you don't have to praise the other, right?
Yeah.
Like, just what advice would you give someone who is considering it, right? It's a little bit expensive and it's very time consuming, so what advice would you give?
Definitely follow the training program so that you don't get behind. This is not the kind of thing you can try to cram for.
Yeah, I don't think I would have wanted to survive one race and then try to go do another one.
Right.
Yeah. So I felt pretty strong, and I think you did too. Even though we're tired, felt pretty strong coming out of one race into the next.
Yeah.
And next year, they're not back to back like that.
That's good.
There's, I think, 2 or 3 weeks in between, so you have a little bit of buffer. I would say have fun, because it is, you get all caught up in the training and all this stuff or whatever, that the coast to coast really is, you're going to 2 Disney parks, like train but have fun.
Yes.
Would you do it again, the coast to coast, right? So,
yes.
Oh, that was a yes, or that was a yes, you understand the question?
Yes, I understand the question. Okay,
but would you do it again?
I mean, I want the coast to coast medal again.
You can buy it on eBay.
No, I'm not going to buy a medal for a race I didn't run.
They sell them.
They do, it's bizarre. I don't know, because, Disneyland would have to step up their game, like, quite a bit.
It's been 7 years. I think they just need to get the dust off. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I think they're going to get.
Benefit of the doubt.
I think they're going to get their stuff together.
Okay.
Last question is:
Yes.
Would you recommend the Coast to Coast Challenge to someone who is considering it? They're doing all the research and they're trying to figure out, is this a good decision? Obviously, we are not giving any sort of health advice or athletic ability advice, right? Just the idea of doing this many miles, and you could do a 10-miler and a half, which is would be easier than what we did.
I think if you want to have a fun race and you're not concerned about time and you have some extra vacation time that you can, stay a few extra days on either end, then it's a fun thing to do. If you're like a serious racer and you're going to get frustrated with some of the hang-ups at Disneyland, then maybe not.
Yeah, that's a good point. Elite racers might not like the way Disneyland's operating it right now.
No. Give them a few years.
Speaking as an elite racer, I can tell you that. I'm kidding. Okay, so thanks for doing the Coast to Coast with me. It was super fun. I know I sort of arm twisted you in it by being like, here's your registration. Congratulations, your flight is at 9 a.m. And so thanks for doing it with me. It was fun to run together.
Thanks for getting my spot. Yeah.
So if we do it again, then I guess we'll have to decide if we're running it together or not. Probably.